Hi everybody. So for your homework tonight, it's just going to be a short worksheet of what we practiced today in class. So remember, we learned how to go from, a daily pay to a weekly pay to a monthly and even to a yearly. Our big focus today was being able to determine which operation, whether it's multiplication or division, that we need to use in order to solve these. So we're just going to jump right into it. So if we start with number 1, it says Sarah earns $38,250 a year. How much would he receive? She receive if she were paid monthly, weekly, and daily. So if we're going to start with monthly, we need to keep in mind that Sarah earns this amount a year. So we're starting with a yearly amount, and now we want to get to a monthly amount. So what we practiced all day today was if we go from yearly to monthly, we're either going from bigger to smaller or smaller to bigger. So if we have to decide which is bigger, a year or a month, we know that year is bigger and then the month is the small. So we're going big to small. And when we have big to small, that means that we need to use division. So I know this is going to be a division problem. So what are we going to divide? Well, we only have one number so far, so we're definitely going to use 38,250. So if that's how much we make in a year, and I want to know how much we're going to make in a month, there's a key number that you have to keep in mind. So how many months are there in a year? The number that connects monthly and yearly is 12. And that's it. So we're going to take this, we're going to go to our calculator. That's male. Divided by 12, and our final answer is going to be 3,187.50. So let's write that down. Okay, moving on to the next one. So the next one is weekly. So again, think about what we have. So we started with a year, and we're moving to weekly. So we need to think, is it getting smaller or is it getting bigger? Well, we should know that a year is bigger than a week. So we're starting big and we're going small. So just like before, if we start big and we go small, we always use division. Okay, so what do we divide? Well, we know that in 1 year, Sarah makes 38,250, and we know we're using division. So we're not going to divide by 12 because that's how much she would make a month. This time we're thinking about weeks. So we need to find what is that key number that we use that connects weeks and years. So how many weeks are there in a year? And we know that that is 52. So once again, we're going to go to our calculator and we're going to do this math. 38,250 divided by 52. And our answer, we get a really long number. We're not going to write this whole thing out. We're just going to use a couple of numbers. So I'm just going to write down, $735.58. Okay, so in 1 year, Sarah makes 38,250. In 1 month, she makes $3,187.50. And in 1 week, she makes $735.58. And last but not least, daily. So we are going from, so this one we have to be a little bit careful. So we talked about this in class. So we know that for monthly, we use 12 because there's 12 months in a year. And for weekly, we use 52 because there are 52 weeks in a year. For daily, what we could do 2 things here. We could either just divide by how many days there are in a year, or we could use the amount that we got in choice in letter B, which was $735.58. Because we know that if she makes this much in 1 week, then we can divide by how many days there are in a week. Because once again, we're going weekly to daily. And we should know that a week is bigger than a day. So we are going big to small once again. So for all of these, we've used division. So this time, though, we're going to divide by how many days there are in a week, which we all know should be 5. Now we're talking about a work week. We're not talking about a regular week. Okay, so we're going to go to our calculator once again, and we're going to divide this. So $735.58 divided by 5. And our answer comes to this. Again, we're going to round a little bit, so we're just going to write down a few numbers. So we're going to write down $147.12. And that is our final answer. Okay, so we know how much she makes now in a year, in a month, in a week, and in a day. We're going to do this one more time. This one you're going to notice they're giving us different information. So before they told us how much Sarah makes in a year, in this one it's telling us how much TJ makes in a month. So he makes $2,540 a month. So we're going to use that information to find out yearly, weekly, and daily. So let's start with yearly. So we know how much he makes a month. So we're starting with monthly, and we're making our way over to yearly. So I want you to ask yourself, which one's bigger, month or year? Hopefully we all know that year is bigger, which means that month is smaller. So we're going from small to big. And what operation do we use when we go from small to big? Multiplication. Okay, so we're going to take the amount that they give us. And we know that since we're going from month to year, we need to think of our key number that connects months and years. So how many months are in a year? That is 12. And then we're going to get our answer just by multiplying. So we have 2,540 times 12. Oh, that was wrong. I'm sorry. 2,540 times 12. And our answer comes to this right here. A big number, 30,480. Okay, moving on to weekly. So we are going from monthly again. This is where it starts, monthly, and it moves its way to weekly. Okay, so which one is bigger, a month or a week? We know that a month is bigger, a week is smaller. So we're going from big to small. So this time we have to use division. Sorry, my handwriting's a little sloppy. Division. Okay, so if we want to go from a month to a week, okay, so for this one, we just have to be careful. So I know that we started with a month, and now we want to know weekly, but I want us to be careful because we don't have a number that really connects a month to a week. I mean, there are typically 4 weeks in a month, but it can change depending on the month. But what we do have is how many weeks are in a year. And because we now know the answer to the yearly amount, because we just got that in choice A, we could use that number. So this time we're going to go from yearly to weekly. Okay, so which one is bigger? Yearly. Weekly is smaller. So we're going big to small. So instead of using multiplication, we're going to use division. Okay, so we know we're going to divide. And we're going to, just like I said before, we're going to use our answer from A. So we're going to use 30,480. And we're going to divide by, well, we know this, how many weeks are there in a year? 52. And that will give us our answer. So we're going to divide. Oh, I already have it here. Perfect. So divide by 52. And again, a long answer. We're not writing all those down. We're just going to write a few. So our final answer comes to this, $586.15. All right, so here we have our yearly pay right here, our weekly pay right here, and now we're going to use our daily. And remember, for daily, we always think how many days are in a week, and we know that's 5. But because there are 5 days in a week, we have to use the weekly number that we were given, which is what we just found right here. So we can't use the number that they started us with because there's not 5 days in a month. There's 5 days in a week, so we have to use the weekly amount. So we're going to use the weekly, which we just got. And now since we're going weekly to daily, once again, choose which one is bigger. This is bigger, this one's smaller. And because we're going big to small, we use division once again. So we're going to take this number, we're going to divide by how many days there are in a week, which is 5. So I'm going to run to my calculator one last time. Okay, the number was already there, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to click divide, and we're going to divide by 5. And again, a long number, but we're not going to write it all down. And this is our final answer. 117.23. So $117.23. And those are our answers. So that's how we do it. So some of these can get a little bit tricky, okay? Because even though I think we really understand how to go big to small or small to big, and we know what operation to use, which is so important, the numbers that we use can be a little bit tricky. So we're going to continue to practice until we're pros at this. All right, guys, great job, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Bye.